your boy John Mike.
Welcome to the Musician Mondays podcast, hosted by your boy John Mike, where we do interviews and we hit those relevant topics for musicians and producers. The Musician Mondays podcast, season 2, starts now. What's going on with you guys? You know who it is. It's your boy John Mike, and I'm back again with Musician Mondays. Last week we were with Parris Bowens, and he was telling his journey and his story, and we did part 1, so we're gonna jump right back into part 2. Let's get it.
Because we were that close. That's how much we were together. That's how much the music was in us. And we were that close, man. It wasn't just a band, it was a family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I had to leave for family reasons and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And, my wife and I, we were 4 years married, and we had lost our first baby on the road. And most people don't know.
Yeah.
When we left, yes, God told me it was time to leave, but my heart wanted a family when I lost my first baby. It was like, I didn't know how much I wanted my family until it was a stillborn. So I'm looking at my son.
Jesus.
We had to name him.
Jesus.
The whole birth, the death certificate, the whole 9.
Jesus.
And
this is on the road.
We were coming back from somewhere. My wife was pregnant. She was just traveling with us. Water breaks while she's on the bus.
Jesus.
And we had to pull over and go to a hospital and deliver the stillborn baby. And I got to hold my son and look at him and name him.
Jesus.
And I'm looking at my face, and that was when I realized, at that point I had been chasing my career and all of this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I remember crying, looking at my baby, like, I wanted you. I really did want you. I really did want you. And it was just, I remember the moment like it was yesterday. And from that moment, my heart, and I never expressed this to nobody.
Right.
At the time.
Yeah.
Only me and my wife really knew what that pain meant, at the time. And so we kind of carried that, and it was the beginning of me moving in a direction that was like, maybe this is not everything.
Yeah.
I love GA. I love the experience. And a lot of people criticize me for my leaving. Like, dude, you broke the band up, you broke the vibe. If you ever go through that kind of thing, you lose a child.
Yeah.
It doesn't compare.
No.
To as amazing as these career experiences are, nothing compares to that. Mm-hmm. And I'm so grateful for the fact that God gave me 2 beautiful children. The year I left GA was the year I had my first son.
Wow.
My son Matthew, and he was born premature and went through a lot of complications. But had I been on the road, I don't know what had happened. Had we been on the road again, we could have lost another child. See, so it was the time of God.
That's amazing. And this is what those moments where I call the story behind the glory.
Right.
Because people don't know those stories, like you said. They don't know that part of the story. Mm-hmm. To, like I think I was telling you earlier before we got on, like to the observing eye, we saw you leave GA and saw you go there, but then the next time we see you were Is,
right.
Doing that joint on the what was that, a live record or whatever it was. I'm thinking about the Jesus at the Center.
Oh, they was doing Jesus at the Center, yeah.
Jesus at the Center record. That's at least for me, that was one of the next places that I saw. I know there was some other things in between there,
right?
But the next like big place I saw you was there. And so to the observing eye,
right,
we don't see your career stop.
It was so many cover stories, man. I used to hear rumors, man, and I've never been a person that's been a part of rumor mills ever in my life. So it was weird when I left. I'm hearing people say, "Yeah, Parris." I would look on YouTube and see people say, "What happened to Parris?" Oh, he went to work for Disney. Huh? Now that would have been amazing. I wish that was the case. And I was telling you earlier, I said, what happened with me and my wife after we left GA? We were homeless.
Jesus.
We trusted God. God said, yo, roll out. The season is up. I have a plan for y'all. And I'm like, I ain't feeling that, God. And then the Lord started speaking to my wife and then confirmed things. And it's time to leave. And it was a very hard, are you kidding me? To leave. Yeah. I was out of high school and I was with them for 10 years from high school. So the only thing I knew in my adult life was GA. That was my only experience, work experience. I was protected by Dana, Ty, Thad, plus they're my big brothers.
Yeah.
So I was guarded. I was protected. And then to leave and enter into an adult life at 28, and I actually felt like I was 18 at that point.
Wow.
Like, this is now me becoming an adult. I thought I was an adult when I was 18. No. At 28, I was now like, now I'm an adult.
Wow.
And now I got a wife.
Wow.
And she's pregnant.
Wow.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I don't got no money. I don't got a job. I quit my job to be obedient to God. So people thought I left Ty to go to something else. I left Ty to follow God.
Wow.
And I literally was like, okay, I'll never forget me and my wife were sitting in our house and we can't pay rent right now.
Sheesh.
We about to lose our spot.
Sheesh.
What we going to do? And I said, Lord, give me a plan. I said, I'm not going to trip. I trust you. You told me to leave. You're going to provide. And God gave us a solution how to get out of the situation. We ended up moving to Baltimore, living in a room with some of our good friends in Baltimore. And just was going to our church, sitting in the back, faithful. Just no money, no job. Had a car note to pay and then couldn't pay that.
Jesus.
And little by little, I went through a wilderness season where I'm like, everybody's gonna forget about me.
Wow.
I'm not gonna matter no more. Everything I worked so hard to build with GA, and I left GA with nothing. I mean, if there was equipment that I bought, I left because I didn't want there to be no drama.
Right.
I didn't want them to think I'm leaving out of spite. I'm mad. I wasn't angry. It was nothing like that.
God told you.
It was literally like I'm hearing God. I was heartbroken that I had to leave. Heartbroken.
I've been there.
But I trust God. I was like, Lord, I trust you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock with you.
Yeah.
You got me this far. You got me the wife I have. You got me to this place, to this gig.
Brought me
I wouldn't even be.
this.
And that one of the songs I co-wrote with Ty, Mighty Long Way.
Wow.
Like that's my testimony. He brought me a mighty long way. So
Jesus.
when I got to that point, I'm like, if you brought me here, I gotta trust you. So we end up moving to Baltimore. Our family found out we was moving to Baltimore when we were moving to Baltimore. Hey, mom and dad, we're moving to Baltimore. When?
What?
Right now. As we're driving to Baltimore to move. They found out then. It was a major faith step. And we moved to Baltimore and I didn't know what it meant. I knew we needed to be near my pastor. We needed to hear the word of God.
Yeah.
We needed to know where to go next. My pastor didn't know I was coming.
Yeah.
So we stayed out of the youth pastors. We stayed in the youth pastors, a room in their house. And I just knew, Lord, I was like, Lord, I need some income.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, my pastor spotted me walking into this church, sent his armor bearer to me and said, hey, pastor says when you hear it, just play the organ, get on the organ. So I get on the organ and they'll give me a little love offering. And then I'm like, I'm going back, God. I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah.
But I need a certain amount of money.
Right.
I need about 5.
Right.
Next time, pastors, I walk in the office, pastor's like, what are we giving you?
Wow.
I was like, yo, you're like 200, 250. He's like, we're gonna give you 5.
Lord,
what I asked God for, they gave me.
Lord, I should have asked the
Right.
Lord for 8.
I should have asked for 5,000. Shoot.
Right.
So I experienced, my wife and I walked with God. That was scary.
Oh, yes.
And we moved to a foreign land, to Baltimore.
I know
to
what that
be
feels
around
like.
the word, to be around, to hear the word of God, the man of God preach.
Mm-hmm.
And in that place, everything I had learned with Ty, I now had to pour into that place.
Yeah.
So it was like, help this church grow.
Wow.
From everything you learned from Ty for 10 years.
Wow.
So I became the minister of music at the church, grew and developed. And when it seemed like when my season, I came to a certain point in that season and then my phone rung and it was Aaron Lindsay. And he was like, hey,
Jesus.
He's like, little bro, what's good, man? I said, yo, what's up, Aaron? He's like, yo, I'm here in Houston. Ty Tribbett and GA's here in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's you on the stage or not. The guy's a little heavier than you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you gain weight? And I'm like, no, I'm in Baltimore, bro.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, oh, and it was my boy Larry Farmer. He was playing.
Yeah.
And people, think me and Larry's brothers sometimes. And I can see that. It makes sense. But, he was like, I ain't seen you in a while. Maybe he gained a little weight,
Uh-huh.
And I was like, nah. I moved to Baltimore. I left the group and I let him know what was going on. And he encouraged me because Aaron Lindsay at one point had to leave Newbreed as well.
Right.
So he understood what it meant to walk away from something that you were very intimately involved with. And so he encouraged me, man. It was just like, he said, God's going to bless you from here. Don't worry. You listen to him. You'll follow me. He told me how God blessed him and so on and so forth. So after all of that, he was like, listen, I'm producing, what'd he say? I'm about to do this Byron Cage record. You want to do it with me? I'm like, of course, yes. But for some reason, that didn't work out. That was the Faithful to Believe record.
Yeah.
I think Byron Cage decided to use this guy.
That's probably one of his most underrated records. Yeah.
So, that record is amazing. Yeah. So, I was like, dang, I just missed out on my chance to do, work with Aaron Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, hey, Sap is about to record again.
Okay.
You want to do that? I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
So he flew me and Buddy. He flew, Buddy Strong. Y'all know the legendary, amazing Buddy Strong. So he flew me and Buddy down to Houston. And the 3 of us sat in a room and we took the records that were submitted and we divided amongst us which records we was going to arrange. He's like, I need y'all to be my team. Help me arrange out this record. Parris took 3 songs, Buddy took 3 songs, and Aaron took the rest. And whatever songs we arranged, we also MD'd or played mains for. So at the Marvin Sapp recording, the Here I Am recording, if you look at the video, it's 3 keyboards in the middle. He did it intentionally because we were the 3 guys who kind of directed the record.
That makes sense.
So for me, I took Comfort Zone, Keep Holding, and I did More Than a Conqueror. And I arranged those out. And I mean, it was my first time doing anything that big outside of Thai. Not that wasn't secular. And Marvin Sapp had just done Never Would Have Made It. So that record was a huge hit.
Yeah.
So all eyes was on him at the time. So that record, this was another hit record. He Saw the Best of Me was a great record. And from there, I went to work with Aaron Lindsay on a couple of different things. Judy Jacobs, we did a Judy Jacobs record, I Feel a Change. Jeez. And that record was incredible. That was an underrated record people don't even know about.
Yeah.
But I Feel a Change was me, Daryl Freeman, Calvin Rogers, Justin Savage, Rick Watford. Crazy squad. Y'all gotta go check that record out. Did Jonathan Nelson's
Okay, yeah.
Expect the Great record. Most people don't know. They know Kenny and Little Will. Yeah. I was the guy on the 3rd tier at the top playing aux on that record. That was an amazing experience. And then went on to do some different things. Started working with Myron Butler after that. Did Tanya Baker and did some different things. Kiara Shear's record. Different things of that nature.
The history, dog, it's just crazy. Like I was talking with Herb Powers. And remember I was telling you about the conversation with Herb, and we were talking, and because I want to drop, you dropping all these names, I want to drop a name too. Let me drop a name.
No, ain't like that.
No, I'm just messing. So I remember I was talking with Herb Powers, and he was telling me all of these stories similar to some of the stories to not like the same people, but just from his world, his perspective. And I was talking with him, and he was just dropping all of this knowledge and his wisdom and all these stories with these people. And I told him, I was like, man, the people that are making history, when they're making it, they don't realize that they're making history.
Not at all.
To them, it's just another day. It's just Tuesday. It's just Wednesday. It's just Monday.
Yeah.
It's Sunday. It's January. It's June, and this person came in, or it's this gig, or it's that. And so listening to your story, I'm pretty sure like everybody else is listening right now is like, my God. Like,
I'll say this.
Strong, Aaron Lindsay, the people you're working with, like you're legend because you work with it. And then you listen, the person that you listen to, you realize it blows my mind because like I didn't know personally that you were a part of all of those records. Yeah. That's the crazy part.
Small part. We all, but at the same time, what you were saying. Most of us don't know where that is history. The reality is, all of us are making history.
That's good.
The question is, where are you at in the story? And a lot of us, if you haven't reached whatever the heights of success, then you don't think you're making history.
Right.
No, you're at the wilderness part, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was sharing what the journey was after I left Thai and those things, because that was a dark period. And the reason why I share the names and the people I played with is because I thought I was going to be forgotten.
Wow.
When I left something that I love, I saw Ty when I was 12 years old and determined in my heart I was going to play with him.
Wow.
I didn't meet him till I was 18 after that. And he saw me. I see him at 12. He becomes my hero. He sees me at 18, and I become a part of his experience. And not just become a part of it, but become one of the anchoring parts of the band.
Uh-huh.
And then I leave something that I was instrumental in helping build with nothing, became homeless, moved to a foreign town. And I'm like, who's going to find me now? Why? Like, that happened by accident. So what else is going to happen? So when my phone would ring and Aaron calls me, and I wasn't looking for anything to happen. I wasn't even working for it. It wasn't like I was hitting cats like, yo, remember me from Thai? Give me nothing. I wasn't doing none of that. I was doing what God said. I was in obscurity. I was serving at my church.
Wow.
I was asking my pastor, can I do this? I was doing all of that. And I was humble. And I was telling you earlier, the Lord just gave me a revelation on the word humility or humble. And when we always think of the word humble, we think get low.
Right.
Yo, I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? You know what? You being a jerk, but I'm gonna go ahead and be humble. I ain't gonna show up, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna show up and be humble. No, that's called being meek.
Yeah.
Power under control. That's
Yeah.
being meek. Humble is a different thing. And the Lord started revealing to me what the word, he said, do you know that humble is related to the word humiliate?
Jesus.
To be humble is to be humiliated.
Jeez.
That's a different approach to thinking of what that means.
Approach.
If you think of being humiliated from
Wow.
the humility, being humble from the place of being humiliated, God gives grace to the humiliated.
Wow.
If you are somebody who's been humiliated, you are the one who is open for God's grace. There's so many people who walking around who won't dare be humiliated. You ain't gonna humiliate me.
Right.
You ain't gonna make me look like no fool.
Jeez.
The pride that we hear people talk about, I was humiliated. When I left GA, I was humiliated. Wow. I was humiliated. I was shamed. I was like a bum.
Jeez.
I was a bum. I'm the bottom of I lost everything. I ain't had nothing. I was homeless. I was running from the freaking car people because I had to keep moving because they would have repoed my joint. I dodged them mugs so well.
Jesus.
That I dodged them long enough for me to get the money to pay it off.
Wow.
And then when I finally paid off, the car broke down. But it was like, maybe that was what the Lord was like, this is your punishment. But when I say I have been humiliated, the butt of a joke, I'm not going to get this royalty for this song. This ain't going to happen. This opportunity ain't going to happen. I'm not going to bless you. Whatever.
Yeah.
I've been humiliated. And I didn't understand why. So then when the doors opened and the phone calls came, I'm like, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm a bum.
Wow.
I'm a bum. That's what I felt like. When my wife and I had my son, Matthew, he was 1 pound, 11 ounces, born 6 months, at the 6-month mark. The smallest kid in the NICU. There were other parents who had kids that was 3 pounds,
Jeez.
2 pounds. My child was the smallest child. He was small.
Dang.
Other people were crying, and we're going over to minister people. God took my humiliation, me being broken, and he allowed us to minister to people in our broken place.
Jesus.
And serve. And me and my wife, I watched my wife comfort other mothers whose kid was better off than our kid. But we were humiliated. We didn't have nothing. The recession, I'll never forget. Things started going well for us in Baltimore. I still, at my church, I started off as the organist, then I became an MD, then I became a minister of music. And me and my wife went out and bought this nice big house. Nobody in our family ever lived in a house like this. We buy this house in Hartford County, just the nicest 2-car garage. We finally made it. Oh my God.
Right.
The recession hits, we lose it. Humiliated. Because we didn't have, when I got the house, we had people come over. I did my first album, Digital Flow Volume 1. Yeah. We had the house party there.
Jesus.
I invited neighbors, friends, come on my house, celebrate us.
Yeah.
I wasn't bragging, but I was like, wow, God, I can't believe I'm here.
Exactly.
And we lost that house in 4 months.
Jesus.
Humiliated. And so what we going to do, babe? I don't know what we're going to do. We can't, my income at that time at the church had to get cut in half. They couldn't afford to keep paying me. So I lost my house, lost that. So what we going to do? Get a call to move to Alabama. I would have never thought to move to Alabama. That was not on my radar. It's not like, when I get to a certain point, I'm gonna move to Alabama. It's not no shade to Alabama. It's just that in the trajectory of what I was trying to do. It's not like that's not what I saw. So when my boy called me and said, Alabama's looking for such and such, I said no immediately. And things was getting rough. This was like December. It's like December of 2009. And I'm like, no, I'm not moving to Alabama. Mm-hmm. Things was getting rougher and rougher. We were like, wait a minute. So I started to sense, a couple months went by, I said, Lord, did I miss you on that? Because I didn't even pray about it. I just was like, nah.
Not Alabama.
Not Alabama. So I said, if I miss you, Lord, if I missed you, I don't want to call them back and seem desperate.
Yeah.
Have them call me. The next day, Patrick Dobson called me.
Wow.
He said, hey, we'll at least come see it. I said, bring my family down and I'll come check it out. We came down for a weekend. We moved to Alabama.
Wow.
God started rebuilding us, started restoring us.
Piece by piece. We
got there little by little. I was still humiliated. Still in the humiliated season because I'm looking on TV, GA is winning. They killing. It's like I'm watching my friends win.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand. Like, God, I was following you. I'm following you. What's up? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. If you are a person who loves God, you following God, and you are suffering humiliation, believe me, you are in the favor of God.
Wow.
You are a recipient of his favor. You just haven't reached due season, so you have to endure. You got to endure that season. The Bible says, you will reap if you faint not in due season.
Yeah.
So the key is make it through this wilderness.
Yeah.
Don't let the sun beat you all the way down. Drink what you got to drink. Get your inspiration where you need to get it. Keep moving. And then you're going to come out that thing. God start opening doors, man. So we moved to Alabama. That didn't really work out because it wasn't something my wife really liked, but I made some great, powerful connections there.
Yeah.
And came back home. Let me tell you something, man. We came back home and it just seemed like I don't know God because everything fell through. You thought I was homeless once, I was homeless again.
Jesus.
When we left Alabama and came back home. I mean, I think I share this side because if people hear the credits, they're like, yo, they don't know what the parallel to the credits was. I'm looking at credits like, yo, why the lights off? I can't read the credits. The water is off. Let's go to the dollar store and get mad jugs of water to pour in the toilet because it stinks in this house. Like, humiliation has been my middle name.
Jesus.
Like, I don't know nobody who came from, I don't know from Soundcheck who went through what I went through. I don't know. I'm sure they've been there through their things.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Everybody has their story. But I'm saying I just was isolated. I was in my own space. I was humiliated.
Jeez.
Humiliated. I've had people when I came home, when my Ford Explorer that I told you, that finally like got caught up, I finally finished paying it off. Yeah. The engine went on that thing. I'm on a corner. I'm on the main road in Jersey, and somebody stops by who recognizes me and offers to help. Are you Parris Bowens?
Yeah.
And yo, you need help? I was like, yeah, help me get this off the side of the road. Pushed it off the side of the road, waited for the tow truck company to get it, and this guy gave me a ride to my apartment. Wow. So this guy is telling me like, yo, man, I'm a big fan, and oh my God, I can't believe I'm Parris Bowens is in my car. And as he's driving, he's like, yo, can I ask you a question? I said, you Parris Bowens, you've been on all these records, been on tours. Yeah. He said, I expect you to be driving a Benz. And then he pulled it to my apartment and he was like, I thought you would be living in a mansion. Yeah. He said, that's the perception that we get when you from the outside looking in. Yeah. And it was like, I was humiliated when he was saying it. Now my apartment was a nice apartment. I thought so. Yeah. I know how hard I work. Yeah. I know what I'm doing with my family.
But like you said, the expectation.
If you're looking at all these credits and you like, this dude been working. You're on records. Yeah, that means you're on tours. We see pictures of you with the artists. Yeah. Yo, you must be eating. And you watch me, a Ford Explorer. He's like, I thought you were riding the Benz. My Ford Explorer broke down. Sheesh. You take me to my high-rise apartment, and you like, I thought you was gonna be living in a mansion. Humiliation. Bro. That's humiliation.
But that's real though.
It's real. But see, I've never been, I wasn't embarrassed of my life.
Yeah.
It was my life. It wasn't until the people from the outside looking in say stuff to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, mess you up. You expected something else. I'm just living. So I'm experiencing so at that point, then I'm like, man, I'm a loser. Wow. I'm a failure. I'm in this music industry. I'm doing, and then I started dealing with, now I'm dealing with depression. Yeah. Mental health issues. Yeah. And I didn't know that's what it was. We never talk about that in the Black community. But I'm this self-worth, self-value, like, and my wife would have to pick me up off the floor so much. Man. And then of course introduce diabetes into my life. My second son gets born, and my son was born premature as well. Second son, 1 pound, 10 ounces. Jeez. Incubator for 4 months. He had massive complications, brain hemorrhaging. And so ended up having his head blow up, hydrocephalus. My son in his first year of birth had 3 brain surgeries. Jesus. The stress of that. Seeing your little baby, having the doctors tell you, take your baby off life support because he's not going to have a good quality of life. Jesus. But I look at this beautiful child in this incubator, smile, look up at me, and you want me to kill my child? Right. No. Heck no. He's here. We're going to fight for him.
Yeah, exactly.
And they gave us hell. And they look, oh, poor little Black couple. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all don't know what y'all getting yourself into. Humiliation. We didn't have nothing at the time. We really didn't have much. We was in between homes and living on couches of family members. I've been through some humiliating in the middle of all these credits.
Right. It's
Mind you,
humiliation.
I'm still working. I would still go out and do a show. I'm in Abu Dhabi somewhere doing an amazing show. It's great.
Yeah.
This check that I get that's so amazing is going to cover the last few months that I haven't been able to pay bills. Wow. Humiliating. A lot of this looks great.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
The joy that I get is from my wife and my children, from being able to play and use a gift that God gave me to inspire, to encourage people. But what it costs is no joke. It hurts.
Yeah.
Humiliating and painful. And that's not the end all be all, but the point that I'm trying to make is a lot of people look at everything on the outside and the grass is never greener. The grass is only green where you pour water.
I love that. My saying on that is the grass, they say the grass is green on the other side. But the thing is, when winter comes, it all turns brown.
It all does.
Everybody's Everybody's you're gonna look over in your neighbor's yard, and that grass that was green in the spring is brown in the fall, and that's just the cycle of season. Yep. And when winter comes, and winter is going to come in everybody's life, that green grass is going to turn brown. Sheesh. It doesn't matter how green it looks right now. At some point, it was either brown before, or it's going to be brown in a little bit. You know what I mean? Yep. It's just the cycle of life. It's the cycle of seasons. And that's, man. But like you said, that's real. That's real life. And so, like you said, and that's why I love doing this stuff like Musician Mondays. It's to help the community. I didn't know this story. Yeah. You know what I mean? But hearing the story behind the glory gives me a whole different perspective on Parris as a person, Parris as a father, Parris as a musician, Parris as a producer, Parris as a MD. You know what I mean? And I think what I heard in the point what you were making is that the credits tell one story, but the credits is not the full story. In between was those humiliating points.
It's almost like they're the soundtrack. Those credits or those songs or those records were the soundtracks for the woman's.
But your life is the
movie. I could hear a song that everybody like, yo, that's one of my favorites. And it reminds me of a very hurtful time.
Jeez.
It's a worship song. Yeah. And it reminds me of a hard time in my life. That's a soundtrack for the time. Man, that year that my son was born is a specific record I won't say. That when I hear it, it just brings all the emotions back.
Jeez.
It's a worship song. It's a great song. But every time I hear that song, I'm reminded of seeing my son in the incubator and his head blowing up and they can't touch him because he's too young.
Jesus.
And so they had to just keep letting his head blow up with fluid. And then finally he got old enough and they put a shunt in his head and then they had to correct it. Very painful time.
Yeah.
And hard to see. Now, to be on the other side of things, man, I thought I would never get out of that dark tunnel.
Yeah.
Usually when you're in a tunnel, you can see a little light in the tunnel. I was in the tunnel for so long, I couldn't see no light. And I'm like, am I even walking in the right direction? Because I don't see nothing. I'm in darkness. And God would send key people into my life that just would be anchored people that just cover you. You in prayer when you can't pray for yourself.
Yeah.
God will send people who would pray for you, who cover you, who look out for you. And it's some key people that's been in my life that really got me through that season. When I listen, I promise you, I wasn't no Job. Like, it wasn't no, he slay me. I'm like, why are you slaying me? Why slay me? What in the reason? I was crazy.
Yo, yeah.
And of course, I've repented later, but in that season, I was like, you what? Job was a sucker. Like, you crazy? Now we know he got double for his trouble and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know what I was going through. I was not happy about any of my trouble. I couldn't worship. I couldn't do any of that. It just felt very unfair. I felt like God, like you got your foot on me.
Wow.
What is going on? Why am I so close to wealth and success and it's not materializing in my life?
Exactly.
I would have opportunities right at my fingertips and then it would just get stripped.
Jesus.
And I'm like, that's the definition of a curse, ain't it? I mean, I was just like, what the freak? And my wife would be like, I ain't claiming that crap. My wife was like, nah. You want to say you curse? Don't you claim that? Don't you speak it over me? But I'm just looking at the facts. Like it's all seeming like, and it wasn't until literally not too long ago, I'm like, the Lord's like, Parris, You asked for me to keep you humble.
Wow.
Things like that. But you didn't know what humble meant. And to be humiliated, to be embarrassed, to be caught with your pants down, to, you know, your hair's not cut. This is not what it's supposed to be. People, yo, man, I would see people who know me by name, and they would see me and they would size me up and look at me because of who they know me to be, but then count me out because I don't look the part. Why you don't got a haircut? Why you don't got this? I couldn't afford one. The money that I was making was to feed my special needs child, to buy medicine.
Jesus.
The year my son was born, I was diagnosed with diabetes. So then my life changed, and as a musician, we don't have insurance.
Right.
So my first diabetic bill when I went to go get medicines was $350. Like, wait, what? What? To stay alive.
To stay alive, dog.
If I don't do this, I die. I was fighting to live. And most cats don't know that. And I would hear the criticism.
Yeah.
People mad you don't call them back. You ain't do this. Why you don't show? Why you ain't come support? Why you ain't do? Because I was literally fighting for my life.
Yeah.
Every day since 2012, fighting for my life. Fighting for my baby's life.
Yeah.
And my wife who had to carry that baby and the damage that came to her. And then I have another son who's healthy, who's like, what's wrong with everybody else in the family? And we still got to take care of him. It was a crazy journey. And it wasn't something that even people in our family could understand. Yeah. Because they don't got a special needs child. Yeah. They've never had premature children.
Facts.
They didn't lose the 2 children that I lost my first and my last baby.
Facts.
No joke. These are prices you pay. Oh, you got a spotlight. You're in the front. I would hear people ask me, yo, how'd you get that? How'd you get that call? Why? I'm like, first of all, on one side, I work on my craft. Yeah. No matter what I'm going through, I'm going to always run to that keyboard and just, usually that's what my therapy.
That's what the release is.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not a slouch on what I do, but on the other side, I'm paying a price that y'all don't even see. You have no idea. So even like, let me say, I'm so grateful to God that I'm standing and I'm alive today. Yeah. I survived some things that I watched kill other people.
Right. And that's what I was about to say. Like, man.
And then on the flip side, I felt like for a long time it wasn't raining. Then God just started raining. He started raining. And it's raining and raining. And I'll never forget when I got the call from Nord, September, to play at NAMM. And some people found out. I experienced some genuine hate. Like, jeez, yo, what in the world? Like genuine, yo, how'd you get that? As if I ain't been working for 20 years. Influencing, putting music out that maybe you don't know I did to actually help inspire you to become who you are. Right. And genuine hate that, yo, you doing, man? What you mean? Like, you playing? And I mean, it's amazing to experience. It's amazing to feel that from people who have no idea what you've gone through. No idea. And I'm not saying that this is happening for me because I'm deserving of it. Whatever God has for you, he doesn't do it because you deserve it. He does it because he wants to do it for you.
That's good.
And the key is you just have to endure to the point till you can get to what he has for you. He got packages for all of us. You got to make it to the gift.
That's good, man.
You got to make it to it. And I survived to the day I thought I was going to die last year. I played NAMM 2020, but I thought I was going to die in 2019.
Jesus.
Of diabetes. My health was so bad. My doctor was like, you don't change, you're going on dialysis. You're going to die, Parris. So I had to make a drastic, let me stop everything. I'm sorry, I can't do this gig. I can't do that. I can't answer your calls. And I started focusing on me. Yeah. Because I'm so used to doing everything for everybody else. And then me the one pay the price.
Exactly.
And when I did that, bro, I feel the best that I felt my entire life.
Jesus.
I've never felt this good since I've been sick. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, God, you was trying to get me to live so I could see the promise. Facts. So I could see what you had. And I am now starting to see God open doors and create promises. Yo, it was always my dream to be endorsed with the company. Now, I didn't want to be endorsed for endorsement's sake.
Right.
I wanted to be endorsed by something I believed in, something I liked.
Exactly.
And the company I liked was like, we like you. Oh my God. And so I literally just came back from Sweden and I shot a video with Nord with their new brand of keyboards and just made a great relationship. And there's so many other things I can't speak of. I'll let the testimony speak for itself. But I'm like, if you don't know what I've been through and you see things happening for me, and you like, yo, how come this happening for him and whatever? I'm here to tell you, dog, it ain't come without those scars.
Yeah.
It ain't come without a price. Some smoke. Like they say when the Hebrew boys came out of the fire, y'all couldn't smell the smoke, see the fire. My story shows it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the scars. You can smell the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
My story doesn't go without evidence.
Bro.
You know what I mean? But I'm grateful to show it because there's other people going through some stuff and they don't know if they can make it.
Yeah.
Can you make it through this mental health issue? Because some people are trying to throw me pills. Like, yo, you need to take some pills. No. Part of it is because of what I'm going through.
Exactly.
And sometimes you just got to get on the right path, get things corrected, get things in order, and you'll do good.
Yeah.
So I'm just, for me, I'm a beacon of light for people.
Yeah.
Who are sitting in a dark tunnel and don't know that there's a light.
You're being that what I said at the beginning of 2020. I told another friend, I said, God is, we talk about being transparent, but we haven't really, a lot of us haven't really mastered that art of being transparent. We become mirrors instead of becoming windows.
Wow, that's good.
So a mirror reflects back to you what you see. Like you look in a mirror and you see back, you see your issues, you see the nose you don't like, you see the eye, you see all of the things that you think ugly about yourself. Yeah. So when people are mirrors, they reflect your issues back on you.
Yeah.
But on a window, you can actually look out it. It's transparent enough to where you can see through it. You can see the way out. You can see. So I told God, I want to be a window. I don't want to be a mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it's like, that's the epitome of what you just did for the last 30 minutes is give us a look out the window. Because there's some people right now, some musicians, some producers, some industry cats that's going through some of the same stuff that you're going through, that you've been through. Somebody right now is looking at, like you said, their child.
Yeah.
Somebody right now is dealing with the special needs. Somebody right now is dealing with those health issues. Yeah. Somebody right now is dealing with those things. They're wondering, are they ever going to come out of obscurity?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
Like you said, they've had these credits, they've had these opportunities. Or feeling like, man, I had this gig and I walked away from it, or I had this opportunity and I left it, and now I feel like I'm in obscurity. I'm really praying that's why I'm just like, I've been silent most of it, just letting you just talk, because like what you're spitting is like, some people need to hear that. The story behind the credits. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like you can spout off credits, this person, that, but the story behind it and what was going on in between the calls, in between the records, in between the songs.
No joke.
Dude, that's
no joke.
That's diamonds right there that you just dropped.
And diamonds is developed through pressure. Good God.
Ooh.
Diamonds is developed through pressure. And you find them in dirt.
Jesus.
You find them in dirt. Deep.
Jesus.
Gold, diamonds, these things that are the most valuable things.
You find them in dirt.
Are in humiliating places. Places that you wouldn't sit and hang out. That's where you find these things.
Jesus, man.
And so when the Lord gave me that revelation on humility, it was like, you couldn't have told me that sooner.
No.
Because I would have been mad at that. But now I'm appreciative. I'm like, it's almost like, Dad, Lord, if I knew the glory that's going to be on the other side of this story, I probably would have went through some more because of what it produces. At the time, I couldn't do it, and I'm like, so it's like this present suffering is not worthy to be compared to the glory that should be revealed in us. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. I did not, and it is not by we live in a generation where people they call themselves self-made.
Right.
If you are self-made, you are a terrible product. I'm just telling you right now.
I like that.
If you are self-made, you are a crap package. I'm sorry,
dude.
You heard it from my mouth. I don't want to be self-made. We don't know how to make ourselves.
Jesus.
How you going to make yourself? You're not the originator. You are not the creator.
Come on,
You can't create yourself.
Come on, man.
I want to be what he makes me.
Come on.
Period.
Sheesh.
I want to be sleep. You make me, God.
Sheesh.
We do not have the capacity to make ourselves. And whatever you think you're going to make of yourself is not good. Period.
Jesus.
He has the blueprint. And he had to take I've always been an idea man, a creator, always had a path in mind. Oh, I could write a 5-year, 10-year plan. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And everything I plan, God, like, no. The places I want to go, things I want to do, no.
Jeez.
Since I started pursuing my career, I've always been around wealthy people.
Mm-hmm.
Wealthy people. Why in the world am I not wealthy? God is like, why in the world are you around wealthy people? Because you're wealthy people.
Mm-hmm.
It just hasn't manifested. Wealthy people don't hang with poor people.
Facts.
Let's be straight up.
Facts. Big facts.
Let's be straight up. They don't. They'll give to you. Here's your charity. Here's your money. It's a tax write-off for me.
Right.
But we didn't hang
Tax
it.
write-off.
They don't do that. There's a reason. There is a principle. There are laws that we don't respect that are written before we were even put on this planet.
Jesus.
And there are laws. Okay, you want to be associated with 9 people? You become the 10th version of the 9.
Jeez.
And we wonder why things don't change and God doesn't do this and that. It's like, you don't respect my laws. You think you're going to jump off a building and survive? You don't respect gravity. You're not going to live.
Good.
This is how we do God's laws. This generation of society has so disrespected God. And we think you think the state of the country that we live in is going to do good when we've cursed God and disrespected him in spades?
Nah.
What we see on the news is our fault.
Facts.
That is not God's fault. It is mankind's fault for being rebellious. Parris Bowens, some things I went through was my rebellion. And God was so good to me that he allowed me to be humiliated just so he can bring me back.
Yo, my man Parris is preaching. I hate to interrupt the flow, but I wanted to tell you about our sponsor for this episode. This episode is sponsored by Simply Rural. My girls, Pastor Zeddy, sent me over this amazing shirt for all the fellas that want to be kings. If you want to get one, they're only $28 plus $5 for shipping. So check the show notes in the description for info on how to purchase. Do you have a product or service that you want me to promote? Maybe you want to promote your production company or your music service or your music studio. Shoot me an email to support@dynamicsmusic.net and we'll talk about it. Now, back to the show.
But yeah, I'm sorry I got so intense. I'm always, my wife, she says I'm pretty.
Hey, you got your preacher voice on just for a second. You was going in. I was
the organ back there.
Right. We was about to go get on the keys, man. Go ahead and put a pad on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And kind of pad it on out. But yo, Jesus, I don't even know. I just want to give the benediction and then may his peace
right.
be with you.
Till we meet again.
Because I'm telling you, that what you drop is it's diamonds, man. And it's not even gems, it's diamonds. And it's just so amazing to hear your story. I don't know if you've ever really told it in that full capacity
never.
that. That's
the only people who close enough to me, enough to me know.
But like
and not even in that way, because if the questions ain't asked, then you don't. Questions draw out things that are deep and that are hidden. So certain things will pull on it. But I think I wasn't even ready to tell it either.
Wow.
Because a lot of it, I would never seen humiliation as a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. We used to be kids in school growing up and we couldn't afford Nikes and things like that. My mom would go to Payless and Favor.
Mm-hmm.
And we were always humiliated. And I'm grateful that I was humiliated. I am grateful that the Lord saw fit to humiliate me because that means his favor is now pointing at me.
Wow.
And favor is, when the money runs out, favor will still exist.
That part.
When the gold, we already ran out of gold. We don't got enough gold to really cover the economy. So what are you living off of?
Favor.
If you ain't living off of favor, you hit. This economy, this government, this world, and I'm not gonna go into the preaching thing.
No, I know.
But the point is, I'm grateful and I'm humbled, not in the sense of man, I'm humble. Man, bless up, I'm humble. No, I'm humiliated.
Right.
And in my humility, God is glorified. That's the whole point. We become low so that he can be lifted up. He can be exalted. We die. To die is to be humiliated. That's exactly what it is. Die daily. Take up your cross and follow me.
Daily. Yeah.
It's embarrassing to carry. It was embarrassing for Jesus to carry a cross. That was embarrassing. I'm Jesus. Do you know what I did for y'all? And you got me carrying a cross? Humiliation. That's the culture. That's the culture of the believer. And the church is so proud right now We are a proud people. We don't look like our Savior. We don't have his heart. We don't have his culture. We don't have his manners. We don't have his DNA.
Come on, dog.
How are you not humiliated? How is he humiliated and you're not? How are you proud and he ain't? No, you are of your father, the devil, who is proud.
Uh-oh.
Straight up, that's the word.
Ooh.
I was of the devil.
Yeah.
I was proud. God was like, oh, you mine. I'm going to beat you down until you're no longer proud. I can't be proud, y'all. Yo, I'm like, I was at NAM and I was like, why am I here? I could cry right now. Like, I mean it.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand why I got the call. Because I had been so beaten down.
Yeah.
So so not relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm in my lowest place that's when that call came. And Cass is looking at me like, how you get this? What you know what I mean? Why is there favor on your life? Because I'm humiliated.
Come on, man.
That's the way.
You about to make me start crying.
That's the way. And I mean, your story, dude. I mean, we've been talking and breaking bread. This dude been blowing my mind just to hear his story. And I'm like, I see now.
Yeah.
If my people who are called by my name will be humiliated and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways,
I'll heal the land.
The problem that we have with our country will be taken care of. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump ain't gonna do it. Sanders ain't gonna do it. I don't care who's the president.
Yeah.
It's his people.
Come on.
If we will be humiliated, he will change the country. We worried about vote. No, be humiliated.
Yeah.
Be humiliated, and then God will move. That's how you move him. That's how you move him. You want to see God move? Be humiliated. Get low. Be humble. The real meaning. Not the I'm in control humble. No, I'm nothing. Where is that worship? We don't hear that in our services no more. We don't hear that type of worship no more. We're rich worshipers.
Oh.
We're wealthy worshipers. What the heck? That's not God. That's not his way. It's not his standard. Take up your cross. And he made me carry my cross these years. It's no joke. And I'm grateful because even with the things that he's doing for me, it's still not me. Yeah. It ain't about me. Facts. It ain't about me. If I play, if I sing, if he give me an opportunity to be on the stage, have a platform, it's to literally be a transparent, to show my scars. Like when Jesus came back, when he was resurrected, and Thomas was doubting, he said, I need to put my fingers through his scars. And Jesus was like, here, look at the scars. Yeah. Touch him. Put your hands through my side.
See my humiliation.
Through me. Go through me. Here to see through. And we got to do the same thing, man. And it's not about Parris sucks, man. I found out who I was and who I was not. And then I saw what he wants to make me, but he got to make me. I can't make me. I was the declaration guy. I was the vision. I know what I want to do. I know who I'm going to be. I went to the network marketing. I went to conferences and things and sat there and spoke and said and all of that. And that was great. And God was like, now let's go through some darkness. Why? A photograph is formed in darkness. Is developed in darkness. He's like, you want to be developed? I'm going to put you through some darkness. And it was some gross darkness. It wasn't no joke. And I don't even know if he finished. I'm scared to think about that. All I know is he is in control. And we want to see change in our country, in our land, in our churches. We got to be humiliated.
That's the word, man.
We got to be humiliated.
That's the word.
I never expected to ever share that. I thought it was something to just be between me and my wife because it don't sound good.
Yeah.
Be humiliated? Who wants to be humiliated? Nobody. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You don't become disciplined through doing things you want to do. You become disciplined doing things you don't want to do.
Facts.
That's where discipline is. He said, make disciples. You're disciplined through things you don't want to do.
I love that.
And so being humiliated is not something we want to do, which means that's the way. He said, broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many go that way. But straight is the gate, and narrow is the way to life, and few be there that find it. Only a few people gonna find life. Why? Because only a few people will be humiliated. Only a few people gonna be willing to do that.
Whew. Bro, I just don't even know. That we could be here all night with that. Yeah. Because that's just amazing. But so we talked about where you came from. We talked about where you are now. Let's talk about where you're going. So, real quick, tiny spicy chicken. You gotta tell me.
It's an amazing dish.
What you gotta tell me about tiny spicy chicken, and then we're gonna give the benediction and we're gonna exodus and let God's people go.
We went to overtime.
Right.
Well, Tiny Spicy Chicken is a name that came from, it's the name of the band, or better yet, my brand, I would say. What happened was I was playing with my sister, Vonnie Lopez, in Louisiana. We were opening for the Crab Family. And, after we finished playing, we were hungry. She had to stay back to sing. So it was like, Parris, it's a food spot over you want to eat? I know you're probably hungry. I was like, yeah, I'm hungry. So they said, this is a spot that we go to that they got some really good food, Chinese food. So I'm like, I don't really eat everybody's Chinese food. I don't really trust it. But, if y'all say so, they was like, yo, there's a dish they got called Tiny Spicy Chicken. It's off the hook. I'm not a fan of spicy food like that. It's not really, really spicy. It just has a little bite.
Okay.
But it's really, really good. The flavor is crazy. I always like that. I like a little punch. So I was like, now, if it's bad, it's on y'all. If it's good, I'll name my band after that.
Wow.
So we went there and we ordered it, and that bowl came out full of little tiny spicy chicken.
Yeah.
Man, I took that first bite. I said, the band name is now henceforth forevermore Tiny Spicy Chicken. Everybody started laughing. And I took that thing, like whatever I could eat, I took it back to the hotel. And so when I played at NAMM in January, when it was time to introduce myself and do with the band, it was like, hello everybody, my name is Parris Bowens. And this is Tiny Spicy Chicken. And then it just kind of like, it really was kind of a joke. I was serious. I was like, I like the name. Yeah. I don't know if people really gonna be feeling me doing that, because it's like, how serious is that?
Yeah.
But everybody liked it.
Okay.
And then I came up with a nice little meaning for it. Just kind of like, what does it mean? Okay, I know that's what the story was it come from. But basically, the meaning is tiny. I'm a small guy. So I was like, okay, that works. Spicy. Okay, got a little attitude.
Yeah.
Chicken. Black people like chicken.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what tiny spicy. But then I went even deeper. I was like, tiny represents somebody who's underestimated.
Yeah.
Somebody who people may not even notice or look down, could be invisible. Spicy definitely got a lot of attitude, a lot of flair, but also passion.
Yeah.
And chicken is something that we all love. Like it's a recognizable taste. Usually you eat something else and you be like, it tastes like chicken. It's something that everybody can recognize and everybody you feel at home with. So I was like, I started kind of finding deeper meaning with it. And I'm like,
that's good. That
represents me very well. I like that. So, but we are launching out, performing, doing dates. I'm working on a record for the band. I've picked some players to play with me right now. And I definitely see it being something that some pieces changing in and out depending on different things like that. But people was like, is that the name of your band? And I was like, it's actually me. I say it like that, not to say that it's not the band, it is, but it's essentially me. In other words, I've been doing this music thing for so long for a lot of other people, and I feel like it's time for me to actually get me out.
Yeah.
And if it's in the form of the band, cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, Voltron, like Voltron is not the robot, it's what's inside the robot. So that's kind of the same thing. So I'm excited. We're working on a new record. We perform. I got some performances coming up. And we're working on a TV show. It's a new show that's going to be piloting very soon. We're going to shoot the pilot in March called The Candy and Kev Show on the Jam Network. And we're the house band for it. And I'm excited to showcase Tiny Spicy Chicken on TV and, what we're going to be doing with that. And we're planning on touring like crazy. Like, I just want to travel the world and just share my message and share hope in this music and even promote and push other people. Yeah. Showcase other talent. So it's going to be exciting. So a lot more that I'm not saying because I don't want to expose it before time. Yeah, absolutely. But so that's kind of where we at, Tiny Spicy Chicken. So you can follow us on Instagram at Tiny Spicy Chicken, but you're not spelling chicken with the E-N. It's just the chick
just put it
and
right
then
on
the
the
letter
screen.
N.
Right here. The screen's on the screen right down there.
Yep.
Tiny Spicy
and then
Chicken.
And then you can follow at Parris Bowens as well.
Good dope.
And I Can Rock Entertainment, which is my management company. So yeah.
Dope stuff,
dope,
man. Dope stuff. Yeah. And also, we got the masterclass coming up and coming out on the art of the aux player.
Yep,
As we're gonna call it something to that nature.
Right.
If it's out by now, then you can go. The link will be down below, description, all of that stuff like that. But if it's not out yet, it's coming, and you'll see it in some form or fashion. Well, man, it's been amazing. Amazing hanging out with you, getting your story on wax. Hopefully we're gonna bless some people with this. If this blessed you in any way, form, capacity, or function, please put it down below. Tell us how it blessed you. I want to hear those stories. I can forward them to Parris. If you comment, I'll screenshot it, send it to him, so he can get that encouragement of how his story has helped you, how it's blessed you. So I appreciate you guys as always hanging out with Musician Mondays and rocking with us. It's like I said, this is a thing for the community. We don't get paid to do this. This is strictly for the community. Hours of editing and putting stuff together for YouTube and to stream it live on Facebook and things like that for you guys. It's literally my labor of love, because I love doing this and I love helping the community. I love talking, having these conversations, these real conversations of things that people don't normally talk about in public situations. So you know how we do with the videos. Hit the like button, hit the share button, drop a comment below. Tell me how your auntie doing, your mom, and all of that good stuff like that. And subscribe to the podcast on all of the platforms, Google Play, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, we call it now, and all of those good places like that, Spotify, all that junk like that. And we'll talk to you guys on the next video. I'm out. Holla at your boy. Stuff like that. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna jump right back. I'm sorry. Dog! That was it. You messed it up, dog. I'm sorry. Come on, man. I was there. I was 2 seconds from being finished. I'm sorry. I was 2 seconds. I'm sorry. That was hilarious. Oh God, I was there. That was it. That was it.